Let me state a few facts about this next boss. 1. He specializes in ground types. 2. The highest level on his team is 31. 3. Said highest level is a fully evolved Pokemon so strong that it got banned from competitive play. 4. He uses stat-raising moves. Now, let me give you some facts about my team at this point. Decent Water-type and Grass-type Pokemon are incredibly hard to find. The strongest waters available at this point are level 25 and unevolved. Well, there is Basculin, but let's be honest, it's almost roughly on par with unevolved Pokemon. The strongest Grass is level 29, but still sadly unevolved, and fairly weak at that. We have no good stat buffing moves, and our few ways of reducing their stats generally have poor accuracy. Yeah, it doesn't take a genius to realize this one is gonna be pretty tough. How tough? Well, just watch. So, last time we caught a whole bunch of Pokemon over on Route 6 in preparation for the next gym, and oh boy, are we going to have to prepare well for this one. Yeah, I'll just warn you now, to anyone attempting this challenge, the next gym is probably the hardest thing in the game so far, so yeah, you really need to be prepared. I still think it's arguable whether or not it's more for reasons of your disadvantage rather than his advantage, given that, like I said at the beginning of this video, there aren't that many decent grass and water types available at this point, and none of them are as high level as his. So yeah, anyway, here are the things I caught back there. So naughty, alright. So Mushdoom here has Ingrain, which, you know what, the inability to switch could really screw me over, so probably not going to be using that. And Giga Drain, which has been buffed to 75 power in this generation, which is really useful. Now, this thing which I'm probably not going to use, False Swipe could be kind of useful. Bug Buzz is actually a very good move. Surprised it gets that so early, but doesn't really have the best of special attack, but still not going to be too useful in the gym. Now, remember what I was saying before about Dealing not getting very many decent grass moves? Yeah, if we want this thing to have grass moves, we're going to have to teach it Grass Knot, because yeah, and even then, notice its special attack, yeah, its special attack is pretty terrible. So, teaching it Grass Knot is not actually going to be that useful, which is kind of annoying. Again, like I said in the previous part, it does get a physical grass move eventually, but no way it's ever getting there in this kind of challenge. I don't think we even have enough Rare Candy to get it that high. So, yeah. That being said, High Jump Kick is still very useful, especially seeing as a certain Pokemon in this gym that's going to be really annoying happens to also be weak to fighting. Of course, that is assuming that we can actually hit it before it destroys us. So, David is one of the highest level things we've got at this point, so I do kind of want to use him, but definitely need Fungus, Vanillite. Probably want to take Dealing in there too. Again, Jump Kick is actually pretty useful. Sorry, did I say High Jump Kick before? Yeah, I'm used to, again, like, High Jump Kick is really the only one that's used competitively, but Jump Kick is still no slouch. I mean, it's kind of funny, Jump Kick and High Jump Kick both have got considerable buffs over the generations. They started out quite, I think Jump Kick has been buffed to the point where it's as good as High Jump Kick used to be, so I mean, High Jump Kick actually used to still be pretty decent even before, and my badges have got dirty. That's interesting. Anyway. Oh, exactly 60 Pokemon in the Pokedex, although I can't remember if that's seen or caught. I guess I was checking out how much money I had to see if I could buy any healing items, but I'm probably well stocked as it is. Oh, and I need to give you the Never Melt Ice, and get rid of that Smoke Ball, which is not going to be helpful in an area where we can't run. So, okay, those are repeat balls. Is there anything else I can buy here? yeah, from this point on, you probably want to be buying Moo Moo Milks as your healing items. It's just pretty good value in general. Now, someone needs this scope lens. I'm not sure who. Yeah, okay, I'll give it to you. It's probably not going to help me, but I guess it's kind of useful. I do admit that using scope lens when I'm not using high critical hit ratio moves is kind of like using a hacks item, but I mean, critical hits are a part of the game, so still, I'm still consider that kind of fine. It's unlikely it's going to help me, and I don't think it actually did, but... Oh yeah, you'll notice there that Sweet Scent is actually usable from the menu, which... Yeah, I found a bit strange when I first did this. Okay, there's Big Root. Now, I'm not sure if I've actually used Big Root in this playthrough before. I think oh wait, I did use it on Petalil before, I think. Yeah, I've explained this already, that Big Root does not, in fact, increase the damage that you do with draining moves. All it does is increase the HP you recover. And that applies to Leech Seed too, but I don't have Leech Seed. I think it applies to Ingrain as well. So that could be kind of useful. So anyway, before we head to the gym, we first have Plot. Now, technically speaking, I probably should have done this at the end of the part where we actually found Team Plasma. But anyway, you didn't think you'd actually have effective police force in a Pokemon game, would you? Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to lose those guys we just captured. And so, yeah, Plot. What can I say about this? No, you guys were actually trying to steal Pokemon. Well, you're phrasing it differently, but you were still stealing. If it's true, and that's a big if. I'm kind of wondering if Clay had some kind of rougher speech quirk in the Japanese version. He probably did. Is it because the PWT is coming there soon? Is it because you can buy Dusk Balls there? Okay, I didn't see any more members. Unless some of those generic NPCs... Wait a minute, there was a house full of generic NPCs who served no purpose at all! Maybe they were spies! Anyway, I reckon we could actually take all the Team Plasma members here, but unfortunately the plot requires us to hand over these guys. Oh, well, hopefully we'll get our revenge soon. Just when I was thinking that we actually had, you know, we'd actually made an arrest in a Pokemon game, shockingly. Oh, we certainly will. And off-screen teleportation, go! So, yeah, you might be asking yourself what was the point of tracking them down, but, well, I would say experience from the battles, but we don't even get that, so, what was the point? Oh, believe me, I would love to keep you waiting, but I really have no choice but to go here now. And I still think I could have taken them. And that is complete. Well, that does make sense, but... Oh, well, yes, yeah, rub that in my face. Unfortunately, I can't do that! Oh, wow, flawless victory against this guy? I highly, highly doubt it. So, it looks like we're ready to enter the gym, given that there were no battles there, so there's no reason to go back and heal. Okay, let's just check that we've got everything in order. Everything seems about fine. Okay, Haze is going to come in handy, I can tell you that. Haze is going to be pretty useful once we actually get to the gym, and the kind of interestingly built design gym. This looks pretty minimalist, doesn't it? So, elevators are provided to use, and... we can speak to this guy once again for a fresh water. You're not forced to after the first one, but hey, free healing items. And 50 HP is not bad at this point in the game. Once you get the 8th gym, the fresh waters seem kind of pointless, but at least they're free. So yeah, they're not good against water type attacks. And that's quite a good statement of logic there. So anyway, this, technically speaking, is sort of the real gate of the gym. And this looks more like an art gallery than a mining facility, but let's see what happens if we press the down arrow. Down, down we go. Into the depths. So, you can see a road cone blocking the way there. And we've got to head over here to this platform and battle these miners. So, basically the whole gimmick of this gym is using the elevators to head down and sometimes up. It's actually a lot like Byron's gym back in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. A lot like Byron's gym, actually, but it does look prettier graphics-wise, and the assortment of Pokemon here is probably a little bit more interesting than Byron. Well, yeah, looking back at Bulbapedia for the whole trainer listings there. Oh yeah, by the way, these things really, really don't like grass moves. You'll see that in a few seconds. Just watch this. That's not gonna save you, sorry. This isn't the anime where Aqua Ring somehow acts as a permanent protect. Damn you, anime rules. And I recover pretty much all my health. So, Palpitoads are pretty easy if you have a Fungus with Giga Drain. Drillburs are also weak to grass, so yeah. Just be warned though, while Drillburs maybe, its evolution is, oh, Effect Spore, nice. Yeah, Effect Spore has a 30% chance of activating or a 10%. Anyway, it can either paralyze, poison, or sleep, I think. And yeah, it kind of acts like one of those contact abilities like Poison Point or Cute Charm. Except this one's, yeah, can have any one of 3 effects. Kind of like Tri-Attack, except for, as an ability, really. So, we can't head that way. We can amusingly walk on that beam there, but it's not really going to do us much good. We've got to head down, and funnily enough, it actually moves the trainer too. So, it looks like we can't go that way, but we can cross over this beam. Now, if we battle that guy, he's going to block our way, isn't he? That's annoying. So I guess we're going to have to go up again, and wait a minute, this was pointless, wasn't it? Yeah, so the gym puzzle here can get kind of confusing, but at least, you know, I want to battle the trainers here. Even though they don't give experience, it's mostly the challenge that counts. So, let's see what you got here. Also, what I was saying before, I find it, yeah, Byron's gym was strange back in Diamond and Pearl. They fixed it in Platinum, but before they used a whole bunch of, and I'm gonna have to stop myself here again because, ha ha ha, look what you just sent out. Yeah, I may not have any grass moves, but you're weak to this. Oh, that Intimidate kind of screwed me over. Dang it. Oh well, at least I didn't miss. Well, actually, at least Intimidate's gonna be a bit healthy a little bit if I actually do miss one of mine with High Jump Kick, I mean. Jump Kick, sorry, I keep calling it that. Anyway, okay, unfortunately, Jump Kick is not gonna work well on that thing. I mean, I do have Stab Takedown, which is kind of helpful, but I'd much rather use a water or grass move on this thing. Tends to make things a lot easier. They don't really have much that can threaten dealing, but still. Oh, Hone Claws. Watch that move, because we're going to be seeing that later, and it's going to be a whole lot more annoying than it is here. Trust me. Fortunately, we can use Scald and hope for a burn. Well, that is, provided it doesn't knock it. Wait a minute, it did knock that out? Seriously? Wow. Oh, you know I love it when I reduce them to critical health like that, just short of a KO, and then the bird kicks in and finishes them off. Didn't happen here, but Aqua Jet is pretty similar, so... Yep, you're gone, and that is one of the other workers down here defeated. And yeah. That is kind of interesting. We get some, yeah, info on the characterization there. So, like I said in an earlier part, Clay is apparently based on the notion of a Japanese man who went to America and got rich off oil. So, he basically, yeah, worked his way up from the bottom and managed to, yeah, become the head of a massive mining industry that makes a lot of money. So, I guess that makes sense there. Now, looks like I really have no choice but to battle that guy. I just hope he doesn't step right into my path. Alright, okay, good, he didn't. Yeah, I was a bit concerned about that at first. Now, some of these lifts don't serve any purpose other than having you fight more trainers, but I tend to like to fight everyone for the most part. Yeah, and you've only got one. Okay, Krokorok. Yet another thing that happens to be, oh well, I guess I could use you this time and try to skull you. Oh, no Intimidate. That means you have Moxie, which means that if you KO me, you're going to get stronger. This is going to be a problem, provided that you can actually KO me, which hopefully I won't let happen. Now, time to Skulls, and you'll see that the levels are already equal to the highest we could possibly get, and this isn't even the gym leader. Yeah, that's annoying. Oh yeah, these things like to use Swagger on you, which can work against them sometimes if you've got physical moves, but you generally most of the things in this gym are weaker more on the special side than physical. And Crunch. Ooh, Zodia's not going to like that. Oh, great. Oh, well, at least I got lucky snapping out of confusion so quickly. That would have been annoying if it had kept going, because, yeah, that attack boost is going to make you hurt yourself quite a lot. Okay. And now we've got to go up. So, better switch you out. Okay, I guess I can give Avalanche a turn here. So, I've kind of been rotating my Pokemon around and stuff, and oh, this is interesting. We've got 2 of these things here, and both of them lead up. 2 floors, in fact. Right, now, something tells me that that thing right there is the one I need, so I'm going to use this one first. And all this does is get me a battle with this guy. And I realise that just about everyone in this gym uses the same encounter theme. Also, the clerk here probably references the whole, idea of Clay being Japanese in origin. You know, clerks being based off Japanese salarymen and all that. Guess it kind of makes sense. Now, okay, 3 Pokemon, and this is probably not going to be that hard, but... Oh, that's going to cut my Avalanche down. Of course, it's actually going to double... Avalanche will most likely be hitting double power here, but... You know what, I'd rather be safe than sorry, switching out of that attack drop and getting Red Eye in. Oh, switching right into a Swagger. Now, this is one of those situations where Swagger is both good and bad. On the plus side, I've got a big attack boost, which I'm not going to make use of. Stupid past me. On the minus side, though, if I hit myself, it's going to be pretty bad. Oh, wait, you've gone already. That's fine. And, of course, since I'm playing on set, I don't have an opportunity to switch out of Confusion immediately. Of course, if I switch out, I also lose the attack boost, but I really want to get the Grass type in here because, yeah, just to show off just how pathetic these things are when faced with Grass moves. And I probably wouldn't have been outspeeding you anyway. Uproar? Eh, that's alright. I'm gonna get all my health back anyway. And I'm gonna get all my health back. So yeah, the Palpitoads are pretty pathetically easy. As are a lot of the other Pokemon in this gym. It's really just one Pokemon in this gym that's a problem, but oh, what a problem that is. Yeah, you'll be seeing that in a bit. So, goodbye Sandile. Yes, it's so helpful to have something that has Giga Drain naturally, especially since I have no idea where the TM is, or even if... Wait a minute. I don't know if Giga Drain even still is a TM in this generation. It might not be. And yeah, we get that, like I was saying before. So, I'm going to have to move this guy down 1 floor to the lonely floor of no people. And go back up and... Yeah, that one elevator seems to be surrounded by a suspicious-looking wall, which means it's probably the one we need. Now, the thing here is, I was expecting this gym to just keep gradually going down and down and down until you get to Clay. Turns out it's a lot less deep than I thought. These floors that we've actually explored, these are the only parts of the puzzle. This next elevator will actually take us all the way down to the leader, so... I think they could have done a little more with this. They could have made you gradually go down, but then again, what's going to happen next is actually pretty epic, so I won't spoil it for you. And this is part of the reason why I was saying before that using an ice type might not be such a good idea. Despite the fact that you are effective against ground, a whole lot of the ground types in this gym use rock moves, and they kind of demolish you pretty easily. So, yeah. Just be careful when using Vanillite. Well, I guess there's nothing else to do but press this switch and whoa! Down, down, past some fossils, past more fossils. Whoa! Big gym logo gate opening. Kind of reminds me of the Deep Coliseum entrance, and right down to the very bottom. And we can see this. We can actually see crystals being processed on that conveyor belt right there, and a big crystal thing and a big fan thingy behind. I actually just love what the gym does graphically towards the end here. It's just amazing. Unfortunately, that will be my only consolation for this point, because I'm about to experience pain. Lots and lots and lots of pain. Now, just bear with me for the next battle. There's quite a lot I'm going to have to explain, because there's a lot of really, really annoying things about this next fight. And most of the... What did I just do? Okay, that was a misclick, but... Okay, I'm gonna pass this off as my trainer trying to calm himself down with aromatherapy before this pain. Because... Okay, I completely forgot I did that. Okay, gonna need to calm down here. Yeah, it is pretty easy to misclick and press that instead of look at the status screen, but still, that was actually pretty hilarious. Okay, at least that leaves me in a good mood before having to commentate on this. And Clay's a man of few words. Here we go. Yeah, we're gonna need to calm ourselves down with aromatherapy before this, because this is gonna be painful. It's time for Gym Leader 5, Clay, who looks like he could be Jake Marshall's long-lost uncle. And he's setting out Krokorok first. Now, he sometimes alters what he leads with, and I've actually used different leads for my yes, there were multiple takes in this battle, I'll just say that now. Now, Krokorok is more annoying than it is tough. It'll try and use Swagger on you, and then it'll also use Embargo to make it so that you can't use berries to snap yourself out of the confusion. Of course, the attack boost isn't actually going to help my Fungus here, and oh, not quite. Probably, yeah, and of course, like all gym leaders, Clay loves to be annoying with Hyper Potions. Of course, it is much preferred that he use them on this thing as opposed to something else. Well, I got incredibly lucky in snapping out of confusion there, and I will certainly take that. Now, he's going to use another Hyper Potion, but that's going to be fine, because I want him to waste as many of his Hyper Potions as he can before he sends out the big guns, because if he starts using Hyper Potions on that thing, I'm pretty much doomed. So, one more hit should get rid of Krokorok. I need to save at least one. Oh, crap. This could be bad. If I get really lucky, I could take this thing down. I do need to save at least one use of Giga Drain for Clay's third Pokemon that's probably his weakest, provided that you still have a Grass type with a Grass move by that point. Here comes the big guns I was mentioning before, this thing. Excadrill's Steel typing means it doesn't take super effective damage from Grass moves. Water is the only thing that'll work, and unfortunately, there isn't really that good Water types you can get at this point. Excadrill is also so strong it was actually banned by Smogon, and it's about to get stronger because of this. Hone Claws. At least it's not Swords Dance, you might be thinking. Or not. You see, what I was trying to do was taunt it to get rid of that Hone Claws. Unfortunately, that's not going to work because Rock Slide. Like I was saying, using Vanillite actually is not that good here because it's going to Rock Slide your face off. Now, at this point, I was kind of panicking, thinking, oh no, he's going to sweep me again. Believe me, it has happened before. If you do not do something to neutralize this thing, you will get your whole team swept. The accuracy boost from Hone Claws here isn't as useless as it is normally. Now, yes, I got the Will-O-Wisp in. This here is critical, absolutely critical. If you don't get this Will-O-Wisp off, you pretty much lost right there. As it stands, I can now safely haze away his Hone Claws boosts. and this might actually let me have a chance of winning. So, I am so glad I caught Exodia, seriously, because both Burn and Haze are absolutely invaluable here. Now's the chance to go in and switch here to Water type. Unfortunately, one of the Water types I have just so happens to be weak to Rock Slide. Now, hopefully I might be able to take it if this thing is burned and has no Hone Claws boosts. If you Hone Claws again, things could get ugly. Oh, or you could predict my switch and Rock Slide. Yeah, that's painful. And it's gonna out-heal my healings. I mean, out-damage my healing, sorry. Oh, great, I'm gone. This is gonna be a critical hit, isn't it? Oh, no it's not. Oh well. So anyway, the accuracy boost from Hone Claws makes Rock Slide have perfect accuracy. Fortunately, this guy's actual stab move isn't as good as Rock Slide is, so he'll mostly be using Rock Slide. Unfortunately, Rock Slide is more than enough to completely demolish your entire team. Believe me, it will. How great. He also has Slash, which will help him critical a lot, and oh no, please don't have another Hyper Potion. Okay, good. Now, if Clay had not wasted his Hyper Potions before, this could have got really, really ugly. Because if I lost Masculine here, this thing could have swept me even while burned. Fortunately, if you take down Excadrill, Clay's pretty much no problem. His final Pokemon, Palpitoad, is pathetically easy. All it takes is one Giga Drain from Fungus, just like all the other Palpitoads in the gym. So I pretty much won this, oh and now I get the lucky burn. Bulldoze here is Clay's signature move. It's basically a poor man's Earthquake, but it does have the added effect of cutting down the speed of whatever it hits, which can get really problematic. Of course, Excadrill is actually freakishly fast as it is for this point in the game, so it's not like it's going to need it. But, wow, I'm actually probably not going to need Fungus. Okay, that thing's going to set up Aqua Ring, but he's going to get taken down with Burn anyway. So let's finish this with a quick Aqua Jet. And the nightmare is over. I've beaten Clay. That was intense, seriously. I hope I conveyed just how intense that battle was. And boy, Clay is not lying there. He really didn't go easy on us. Oh, yes, it's done. Okay, this is one of the biggest hurdles in this challenge, so I'm so glad it's over. Trust me, that looked a lot easier than it actually was. There's so much that can go wrong with that... pun. Anyway, finally, we get the Quake Badge as proof of our victory over this absolute nightmare. Yep, I will make no two things about it. Clay was my nightmare boss, at least for this point in the game. So we get the Quake Badge, and we're more than halfway through the gym leaders. That is great. Oh, if only I had the luxury of using things that high level. And... yeah, he's actually not going to give us his TM yet. Don't worry, he's not an ungrateful bastard like Claire is. He's not going to make us do another quest before he gives this to us, but we're actually going to have to, yeah. Remember that bit in Chargestone Cave? Remember how they said Clay could help us with it? Well, looks like he's going to be able to do that now. But that can wait. Yes, I'm sure you all saw this coming. For the first time in quite some time, I'm sure you missed this. It's time for... the Fail Channel! And we've got a special intro prepared for this part, because it seemed pretty appropriate. Hello everybody and welcome to the Fail Channel. Wow, we were getting so few fails since the last one that I was worried I'd be out of a job. Fortunately for us here at Fail Inc., nightmare bosses are always good for providing extra hilarious footage. Now, as the player informs me here, though they had a plan for dealing with this particular annoying gym leader, the plan hinged on several things. There were many things that could go wrong, and if they did, fails happened. And as our motto here on the Fail Channel is, anything that can go wrong will, and will go wrong hilariously. Let's roll the tapes! And so the player's first attempt at taking down the 5th gym leader, the one who proved to be such a challenge, begins. Have I seen that guy before? He reminds me a lot of another character from a game, and oh well. The gym leader leads with Krokorok, and the challenger sends out Mushdoom the Fungus. Like the successful run. This time, however, the challenger makes an incredible blunder in going for Ingrain first. This leaves him unable to switch out, which is sure to come back and bite him later. And speaking of coming back to bite you, yep, the challenger's already showing bad luck with confusion, and Clay's Krokorok shows more of how it can be incredibly annoying. By using Torment, it forces its opponents not to use the same move twice in a row. In this case, it means no Giga Draining twice in a row, which is incredibly irritating. Yes, this Krokorok exists mostly to annoy, and nothing more. Well, Crunch is no slouch in the damage department though. Yikes, that was even... wow, that was quite a lot of damage actually. Yes, the challenger realizes now that he might not be able to out-heal that damage, so he prepares to send in a different Pokemon. Ground also being weak to water, surely Red-Eye will be useful. Red-Eye takes a crunch on the switch in, and, well, takes a certain portion of its health, probably not quite half. Now, if this Skull gets a bird, the challenger may have a chance. Whoa, and like the challenger was explaining before, he always loves it when that happens. Reduces them to critical health, but just before the gym leader can ready their annoying potion, trademark, the bird kicks in and finishes them off before they have a chance to heal. Unfortunately, Excadrill is now out, and the challenger's main means of dealing with it, in terms of actual super effective moves-wise, is reduced to half health. Lower than half health, actually. One Rock Slide, and oh, it's gone! Now, at this point, the challenger was starting to really feel the effects of the no revives during battle rules that he set for himself earlier on. Certainly, the challenger did not see that last move coming either. But if he can get the Will-O-Wisp off, he might be able to actually have a chance of winning this. Oh, but the Will-O-Wisp misses! Here is one of the flaws in this plan. If Will-O-Wisp misses, you're screwed. So says the challenger in their own words. He now needs to heal, and unfortunately this Excadrill is probably going to outdamage the healing. Yes, definitely outdamaging the healing. This is not good. Really, really, really not good. This could be a very, very serious problem. Oh, it looks as though Exodia cannot stand up to this onslaught. The challenger could attempt to stall Excadrill out of PP, but that's hardly sporting now, isn't it? Yes, it's about this point the challenger resigns themselves to the fact that Exodia is pretty much doomed. And with that goes their chances of winning, because without Red-Eye or Exodia, without Exodia to burn, without Red-Eye to inflict powerful stab damage without being actually weak, oh wait a minute, that Rock Slide did slightly less damage. Perhaps the challenger has a chance with this. If this second Will-O-Wisp hits. Bulldoze, that's an interesting move, and oh no! He isn't even given a chance to get that second Will-O-Wisp off. There is Clay's trademark unforgiving brutal style. Quackpot is not going to last long against that Rock Slide, and for some reason, AI, Rock Slide isn't going to miss anytime soon, despite the fact that this guy has no Code Claw set up. Out comes Fauna, perhaps a well-aimed jump kick might do the trick. Oh, but Excadrill is faster. This is looking bad. Well, Jump Kick does in fact hit, but doesn't even do near enough. Remember here that Clay still has his full complement of Hyper Potions left, so the challenger here is pretty much doomed. Two Pokemon left, one horribly weak to Rock Slide, the other going to get carried by one Rock Slide anyway. And seeing as Excadrill is faster than both of them, this is not going to end well. Perhaps he can sacrifice this Ice Cream here to heal up his one last hope. Rock Slide strikes and, of course, knockout. Yep, that's the risk of using Ice types in this gym. But it looks like Clay's Excadrill is in top form here. It's on a roll and doesn't look like there's anything that will really stop it. Rock Slide strikes. Can Fungus heal enough? Oh, the flinch! The AI brings out their signature move, the hacks. And there's nothing much the challenger can do against that. So it looks as though they are indeed well and truly doomed. Attempting to heal until the AI derps is probably the only thing the challenger has left to do, but it's probably not going to save him, as this next slash could strike for a mighty critical hit due to the AI's trademark hack skills. The challenger realizes that it is hopeless at this point, tries to mount a last stand, but it is all in vain. Fungus is down. Excadrill pulls off another one of its famous whole team sweeps. The second round, will the challenger manage to pull things together and triumph? Well, considering what channel you're now watching, you already know the answer, but let's just try and make it entertaining regardless. Once again, Clay leads with Krokorok. We already know from before just how annoying this thing can be, but this time the challenger tries a different trick. They try leading with Ducklett this time, their reasoning being that this thing is pretty useless against Excadrill, so perhaps it could at least do well earlier in the battle. Unfortunately, the AI's hack strikes again, and Crunch gets a defense drop. This might spell doom for the unfortunate duck here, but at least it can get a Feather Dance off. This would be incredibly useful if it could get Feather Dance off against Excadrill, but unfortunately there's absolutely no way it will be able to do that before being KO'd. Hopefully, this next Crunch will not be a 1-hit KO. Oh, not quite actually. Perhaps another Feather... Well, actually, that was due to the Feather Dance. Unfortunately, Krokorok begins its incredibly irritating onslaught of annoying moves, such as the Swagger. Fortunately, Ducklett manages to avoid the confusion and strike with Feather Dance once again to reduce this thing's attack to incredibly pathetic levels. Now, if the challenger had something on the team with stat-boosting moves that could take advantage of this opportunity to set up, it could be incredibly useful. Unfortunately, no such Pokemon exists at this point, so the challenger is pretty much screwed. Hoping to be able to out-heal the Crunch damage with Lemonades, thanks to all those Feather Dances, unfortunately a critical hit will spell their doom. Scald is really their only viable offense, although they could attempt to tank with Aqua Ring. Unfortunately, these attack drops aren't going to carry over to Excadrill. Once Excadrill comes out, Ducklett is pretty much doomed. So, yeah. Going for the Scald, hoping for a burn here. Burns are always helpful, and no burn. Oh, of course, Clay probably did see that coming, but anyway. Going for an Aerial Ace to make use of those extra attack boosts from that Swagger, and Krokorok is finished. Unfortunately, Clay did not get a chance to waste any Hyper Potions on Krokorok, which could spell the player's doom quite easily here, as Clay's star player Excadrill finally comes out. Once again, Rock Slide does not miss. In fact, out of all 3 battles against Clay, Rock Slide never once missed, despite the fact that it should have at least once by all rights. But speaking of moves that, should be missing and don't, we're gonna get Will-O-Wisp in. Hopefully Will-O-Wisp won't miss because Excadrill is readying its trademark Team Rampage attack. Oh, and that Will-O-Wisp misses! But if he can get off the second Will-O-Wisp, then he might be in with a chance. A second Home Claws makes Excadrill almost guaranteed to sweep the entire team if not checked. Oh, but the second Will-O-Wisp misses too. So, Clay never once misses with a not 85% accurate move, I believe. If I got my facts right, I probably didn't. And the player misses twice in a row, actually 3 times if you count the last battle, with a 75% accurate one. And now that Will-O-Wisp has missed and Excadrill has been allowed to get 2 Home Claws boosts off, which cannot be erased due to the lack of a Hazer, this battle is pretty much decided. So let's sit back and watch the massacre. Oh, that had to hurt. Next. Hopefully Mushdoom could salvage this. Maybe. Probably not. Most likely, definitely not. That thing is still at full health. Oh, and he goes for the slash, and no critical hit. It didn't even need a critical hit there. And it looks like the player is well and truly doomed here. Yep. It's all over. There's no way he can possibly pull his way out of this one. The Ice Cream goes down, and Excadrill wins once again. And that has been another installment of the Fail Channel. I must thank the player here for providing us with more hilarious footage, and not continuing to succeed like they were before. Trust me, that's bad for our business. Please stop. Okay, I'm back now, and I'd like to just say a few things. Yep, Clay seriously was not kidding when he said he didn't hold back. Clay is definitely the hardest gym leader so far, but again, I'm still not sure whether or not it's for reasons of your weakness rather than his strength. Then again, he does have an Excadrill with stat boosting moves that's ridiculously annoying. Really, what I did there, you've got to get that burn off and you have to get that haze off. If you don't, that thing is going to sweep your team. It's actually wholly capable of sweeping your team even without Hone Claw's boost, as you saw in the first fail. Yeah. And I heard Clay is even worse in Black and White too. Yikes, I'm not looking forward to that, especially seeing as you don't get skulled in Black and White 2 at that point. Ugh, that is not going to be pretty. But for now, thank you for watching the failures, and yeah, back to the challenge. After one slight message. Just something that I'd like to point out here is that while I was actually recording this footage, I got so frustrated that I started posting on Facebook my latest failures. Things like, I just got swept by Clay's Excadrill, or I just got swept by Clay's Excadrill again! And there are a whole bunch of people on there who really had no idea what kind of challenge I was doing. It's so weird how people seem to think that Nuzlocke is basically the only self-imposed challenge you can do for a Pokemon game. That's part of the reason why I'm doing this video series, so people are aware that there are other kinds of challenges you can do. Anyway, people who weren't aware of the challenge that I was actually doing kept posting things like, wow, I've honestly never seen someone have as much trouble with gym leaders as you're having. What the hell is your team? Yeah. When you can't gain any experience and the best Pokemon you have for this gym is level 25, it's pretty understandable that you have problems. So, yeah, back in a bit. So with all those failures, Clay is now beaten, we now have a shiny new badge, only 2 Pokemon lost too. Yeah, generally speaking, you only lose either a couple of Pokemon or everything in this battle. There's no in-between. Yeah, if you let that Excadrill get going, you're gonna get swept. Clay is kind of like the reverse of Alessa in a way, in that Alessa's main Pokemon was not the problem, it was the 2 Emolgas. In Clay's case, the other 2 Pokemon he has aren't a problem at all. It's his signature Pokemon that poses the entire difficulty of the fight. So, yeah, kind of like a reverse Alessa, but actually even worse. Because while Alessa was just annoying, Clay is just plain hard. Sorry, I kind of minced my words there. Oh boy. Fortunately, we get a bit of a breather next time. That's actually as hard as the game gets for a very, very long time. So sorry, Fail Channel guy, I'm not going to provide you with footage for quite some time. Yeah, once you get past Clay, it's actually smooth sailing for quite a while. I'll just reveal that for the time being. But let's see if we can afford to get rid of a couple of Pokemon. Now, there's a few things on this team that I really only had for Clay, but I might still want to keep Fungus because it's the highest level we have at this point, and we're about to enter a cave. That means rock types, which means having a grass is going to be kind of helpful. Now, I was tossing up getting rid of Vanillite, but in the end I decided not to. I am so glad I made that decision, believe me. You'll see why in a couple of parts. Just a little teaser there. But yeah, that little ice cream sure ended up proving its worth. And speaking of proving their worth, Exodia deserves a second hero medal for what he did there. If it weren't for Exodia, I would not have won that last one, seriously. Will-O-Wisp, Haze, that's just pretty much tailor-made to counter Excadrill, and quite possibly the only way I could counter Excadrill at this point. Without revives, yeah, I mean, actually, I'm tossing up giving Red-Eye a hero medal too, because really, you were the only good stab option I had against Excadrill, given that Quackpot was unfortunately weak to rock. So, I'm just doing a bit of a look at my team here, so I guess, yeah, there's really not much to do except for give a bit of a retrospect here. So, yeah, making a few adjustments to my team, because I kind of want a more balanced party after that. I kind of had to put a team together specifically to counter Clay, and let's be honest, there's not actually really all that much nearby that's particularly good against him. I mean, if you can evolve Deerling, it'll actually be really good, but yeah. The thing is, Clay is actually pretty easy in a regular playthrough, simply because all 3 starters are actually pretty effective against him, and by this point you'll almost certainly have a fully evolved starter. Or at least pretty close to one. So yeah, Samurott totally destroys Excadrill, Superior destroys everything but Excadrill, and its high defense helps against Excadrill actually in general, and Emboar, despite being weak to ground, it has fighting, which means that and fire, which are both super effective against Excadrill. So Clay is actually pretty easy in a regular playthrough, but an absolute nightmare in a no experience challenge, because you don't have any of those Pokemon. Again, the only water types you have access to at this point that are of a decent level are Tortuga, which is weak to ground actually, Ducklet, which is weak to rock, and Redeye, which is probably really your best bet, and even then, Excadrill has a 6th level lead on you, which is still pretty scary. So anyway, I think I'm going to put Archie back in for a few reasons. 1, we're going to get an item soon that will be pretty useful for him. And 2, I actually really like having such a high attack stat. Archie's not really going to be that much use in the next gym, so I guess I should give him screen time while I still can. So, or in actuality, I actually didn't end up doing that, but I'm tossing up buying some more items, but I guess it's time to bid ourselves farewell to Driftvale. Don't worry, it's a really good shopping location, so we'll be coming back later. So let's leave and, what's this?